After the eFootball 2026 update, defending feels tougher and your strikers don't move like you want. You miss chances, but your opponent's striker is always in the right place scoring goals. That's not luck. It's because they're using individual instructions. In this video, I'll break down each instruction, the best roles for every position, and tips to instantly improve your gameplay. So stay tuned. Before we break down the individual instructions, let me show you where it is. First, tap on My Team, then Game Plan, and tap on the Manager icon. Here you'll see individual instructions. Tap it and you'll find 4 slots: Attack 1, Attack 2, Defense 1, and Defense 2. Attack 1 has defense, attack, and anchoring, and Attack 2 is the same. Defense 1 has tight marking, man marking, counter target, and deep line, and Defense 2 is the same. And that's it. Now you know where to find them. Let's start. Attack. Defense instruction. Okay, let's start with defense instruction. This instruction makes your player stay in position, not press high, and focus more on defense. It's great for CB, LB, RB, DMF, and CMF, but don't use it on your striker because they'll rush back to defend and waste your chances while losing stamina fast. For example, my CB, Cannavaro, has the Destroyer playstyle, so he usually plays high and leaves gaps. When I give him the defense instruction, you can see a big difference. Before the instruction, after the instruction. See, he's now staying back and covering properly, and it really strengthens our defense. Attack instruction. Now let's move to attack. According to Konami, this instruction makes your player focus more on offense than defense. It's perfect for CMFs and AMFs because they'll push higher and support your attacks more. But don't use it on your DMF or defenders because they'll abandon their defensive role and leave you open at the back. For example, I gave this instruction to Xabi Alonso. Before the instruction, he stayed balanced. But after I set attack, you can clearly see him pushing forward, creating passing options and helping more in the attack. Attack instruction, anchoring. According to Konami, this instruction makes a player stay in their position more tightly, avoiding unnecessary movements. This is one of the most effective instructions in the game because it can be used on any player: wingers, CF, DMF, midfielders, or defenders. Personally, I find it especially powerful for CFS. Without it, strikers often drop too deep or make useless runs, which kills scoring opportunities. But when you use anchoring, your striker holds his position, stays on the line you need, and is always ready to receive the ball. For example, I applied it to my CF Batistuta. Before the instruction, he made unnecessary runs and left his spot. After the instruction, he stayed tight in position, waiting for the ball, and became far more effective in finishing plays. Is it clear so far? If so, let's move on to defense. Now here's the thing. Defensive individual instructions can completely change your entire gameplay. They're incredibly powerful. In fact, the world's top players rely on these instructions because they're just that effective. And instead of giving extra examples, I'll show you directly how they're changing the game. So let's dive in. Defense instruction, tight marking. Tight marking lets you lock onto a specific opponent. It's like telling your defender, watch this guy, he's dangerous. To use it, go to instructions, defense 1 or 2. Tap tight marking and pick the opponent you want to mark. For example, if I tight mark their right winger, my defender will stay close, block him, and reduce his impact. This only activates when your opponent is attacking, but when used right, it can completely shut down their key player. Defense individual instruction, man marking. Man marking is really effective. You choose one of your players to stick with an opponent player. For example, I'm using my LB and assigning him to man mark their right winger. You can see the difference instantly. My LB is tightly blocking him, keeping an eye and moving closely with him. This is super useful, but here's my advice. Use man, marking on your left back, right back, defensive midfielder, and central midfielder. Don't use it on your center back. If you do, they'll leave their position, creating a huge gap that your opponent can easily exploit. Defense individual instruction, counter target. Counter target is a powerful instruction for your CF and SS. I highly recommend using it on your CF. When applied, your CF focuses on attacking instead of making unnecessary defensive runs. He'll make instant moves when there's a chance, boosting attack awareness and supporting your team in scoring. For example, my CF Batistuta immediately leaves the defensive area and moves higher to attack. With counter target, your CF will always be in the right place at the right time. No need to worry about positioning. Defense individual instruction, deep line. Deep line is a highly effective instruction for your DMF. I strongly recommend using it on your DMF to see an immediate improvement in your defense. This instruction directs your DMF to drop back alongside the center backs during opponent attacks, reinforcing the defensive line and providing additional support in the penalty area. For instance, when I apply this instruction to my DMF Pep Guardiola, you can observe that as soon as the opponent begins an attack, he promptly moves into the defensive line, positioning himself within the box to strengthen my defense. After the update, formation is more important than ever. If your formation is strong in attack but weak in midfield, I highly recommend using a formation with at least 2 DMF who have good defense stats. You'll notice a big difference. For attack, use 2 CF with good speed. This will make your attacks faster and more effective. Regarding playstyle, I recommend long ball counter and position game. If you're still using quick counter, switch to long ball counter. Quick counter leaves your defense exposed because your defenders push too high, making it easier for opponents to score. Long ball counter balances attack and defense. A good manager for this style right now is Roberto Martinez, but his manager card will only last 35 days, so grab him before he's gone. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoy this type of content, please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel.